Day 6 as we head away from the town of Malmesbury, and this is a longer walk today. I've been dropped off, so I'll be picked up at the end, and we're going right out for this area anyway, into the middle of nowhere across fields. I don't know what to expect. I have planned the route, but yeah, I don't know what to expect in terms of animals and conditions, but it's a beautiful day for it again, and it should be a lot of fun. Okay, first feature of the walk today as we join what was the branch line up to Malmesbury from the main line London to Bristol route. So we're actually walking now along where the railway would have been. I'm unsure when this was closed, but I guess probably back in the 50s or something like that. And at least for a little way we can follow it along our route. Okay, so we leave the railway behind and head towards our first crossing of the River Avon for today. The river is suddenly absolutely enormous at this point, which I guess is because of the weir here. And yeah, very impressive stretch of river there, and quite an impressive weir, I think you'll agree. Pretty little houses along this stretch here. I'm guessing that's the remains of an old water mill there. Okay, so we've crossed the single one and only road we're going to see today. The rest of this walk, probably 6.5 miles, it's going to be crossing fields just like this. The river at this point is running just across to my left. Okay, so we've reached the top of Cam's Hill, sort of a mile from the last area of housing we left, and what we're looking at here is the remains of castle or fort from the English Civil War. Now the Civil War in question is not the English Civil War that we all know. It's what is known as the anarchy from the 11th century between King Stephen and Empress Matilda. Town was taken and retaken several times during the war, and there were actually 3 of these forts or castles built on the hills around the town as part of a siege that took place here. This is the only one that remains. The other 2 have been lost, and of course a lovely view out as well. Now this view has 360-degree views out. Now our way lays ahead down to this farm ahead here. I think Cam's Hill has afforded us the greatest view that we've had so far on this walk. Now at this point we're right on the edge of the Cotswolds, maybe a few more miles and we'll be out into that floodplain or very flat area that I've promised throughout the walk. Change of landscape. I'm sure like me you've enjoyed seeing the Cotswold landscape, those rolling hills, but yeah, it's going to be nice to have a change and see some new sights. Okay, so come down off Cam's Hill through a farmyard, and we're now out into what is basically the grounds of a larger house. See this rather nice drive down here with all this expensive fencing. There is actually a house down over there, And there is the house itself, Cole Park. See, it's hard to see in the camera, there's a massive ha-ha wall running at least 1/4 of the way around this house. Now this particular manor or house is actually a moated house, so from the digital imaging, satellite imaging I've seen, there's a moat on almost all sides. And can you spot it off in the distance there? It's actually part of the moat there, so that is very nice to see. Now the Avon at this point is about 1/4 of a mile off to my left. I've just skirted up around this hill and I'm going to go back down to it now, so we'll get another glimpse of it in a second. I am walking as close as I can to the river on this route. I get to enjoy areas like this. So it can't be too bad, can it? And here we are, back to the Avon. Luckily I can actually make it through here. Another couple of foot and the path would have been completely flooded. At no point along this walk have we had such large areas of floodplain, I guess, or meadow close to the river. So, and I'm lucky, as I said, to be able to make it through, I think, because we have some heavy rain later in the year. This area will probably be flooded. Very strong evidence of ridge and furrow ploughing here. As you look out across the field, you see it undulating up and down as a form of medieval ploughing used to increase the yield from crops. So that sort of indicates this field has been relatively untouched for hundreds of years. Definitely has a different feel to the landscape now, and it's very more muddy underfoot. We now head underneath the railway. This is a route from, I believe, Swindon to the north of Bristol. And there are cows or no cows. Oh, look at this. 1, 2, 3 gates open and not a cow in sight. There is the bridge, brick bridge running over the Avon, which means that very soon, with our way heading ahead here, we will meet up with it again. A very peaceful river Avon, flowing fairly gently. Some ducks off in the distance. As we approach the final bridge of the day, it's another tributary of the Avon, not marked on the OS map, but on Google, this little stream is marked as Gabriel's Well. So I don't know what that means, but just an interesting fact. And as we head up towards these houses, which is the edge of Great Somerford, I'll say goodbye from this leg. Do stick around, check out the next leg. I'll see you then.